Is it just a waste if anger only exists to assert one's pride and hate people? I mean, if anger is supposed to function that way, then I wouldn't be complaining here right now. But I am. I'm sure we all believe in righteous fury. I'm sure we all believe that it's something that we must have. What I don't believe, though, is that we all usually understand what it's supposed to mean. And wouldn't admitting that be a big hit to the ego? And speaking of which, if there's something that exists just to be made fun of, I think the ego is one of them. Sure, it can motivate you to live life, but I like to think that living on one's ego is like running on fumes. I mean, if the ego really is that essential, then why does it push us to act all overcompensating and stuff? But hey, if I have to have it, then fine. But I don't think it should be the thing leading my life. If anything, I'd rather have it be stepped on by some bigger and better dreams. Or maybe the ego is like a weapon. You know, like, we wouldn't want to use it every day, but if the going gets tough enough, we're gonna have to use it. And it's not a very comfortable experience to have. But whatever it is, if I think that I have to have my ego leading my life all the time, then I definitely have a problem there. And you should be angry at me for that. And whatever the ego is supposed to be, if it gets big for whatever reason, it has to be taken down a notch or two. So yeah, if you think your life is a joke, then I think that's just your ego trying to make you die with it. And I like to think that if your ego is trying to make you die with it, then your ego is really big. Yes, the ego can be big even when you hate yourself. I mean, think about it. If you feel so empty, your ego will try to compensate. Wow, I think I just realized that the inflated ego is actually a psychological allergy. And allergies are a freaking pain. I mean, maybe the ego is the psychological immune system then, and anger is the emotion closest to the ego. Good grief, I suddenly had thoughts about the psychological equivalent of HIV. Oh dear, no. That aside, you can be angry. We can be angry. Let's just not have a big ego accompanying it. And if we're gonna go out there with a big ego, I'm gonna assume that we're all ready to be made fun of. I mean, sure, maybe we can go out there and use our giant egos to deflate others' giant egos, but I think we should also be ready to accept our own giant egos getting deflated too. Okay?